Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm excited to do a video that I'm always excited to talk about, and that is my favorite local multiplayer games. I've been doing these for a lot of systems already. I've done it every year for the Nintendo Switch because a lot of you guys seem to love that. I've done it top overall on the Nintendo Switch and all that stuff, and I'm still working on more lists for you guys that I'm going to be doing local multiplayer games on, like the GameCube, the Dreamcast, N64. All those lists are still coming. However, what I wanted to do today is my top local multiplayer games across all systems that exist. So that is, you know, all consoles, everything taken into one. And these are the epitome, and if you want to play local multiplayer games, these are my personal top 25 games that I would recommend that you guys play with your friends and family. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming tech is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so the first one here coming in at number 25 is NHL Hits. NHL Hits 2003 or 2002, whichever one you want to play, were fantastic games. It's one of the games that I love playing, and I still play with a lot of my childhood friends because we love hockey, and this was the epitome of great arcade hockey. It's still the best arcade hockey game to this day. That's why we still play it, and it's just so much fun. The hitting is crazy, you know. The games always end up being like 20-17 or whatever the case may be. The game is a ton of fun. If you're a hockey fan and love arcade action, this is definitely the game you guys should check out. My favorite one is NHL Hits 2002, but any of them that have come out in the series are all fantastic in their own ways. NHL Hits, number 25. The next one here coming in at number 24 is the Burnout series. You can pick any of them you want. I picked Burnout 3 Takedown here. Burnout Paradise has a fantastic local multiplayer mode with the party mode that was added into that game. And this one here is is the best Burnout game in my opinion that's ever been made. It's really, really good. The multiplayer, the local multiplayer is solid, you know, racing against each other, doing like the timed mode, doing, you know, the crashes and seeing who can get, you know, the most amount of money for the crashes. It's just fantastic. It's done super well. We all love the Burnout franchise. It's frantic, it's arcade action, and, you know, demolishing and taking down all the other cars around you and stuff like that is just so much fun. This is a great game, guys, in its own right, and then in local multiplayer it's even that much better. So Burnout 3 Takedown coming in at number 24. The next one here coming in at number 23 is Marvel Battlegrounds. And some of you guys are probably wondering, what the hell is Marvel Battlegrounds? Well, let me tell you, it is a expansion that came out for Disney Infinity right at the end where it kind of like went out of business and it kind of blew all up. And this was the last thing that they put together, but it's such a great local multiplayer. If you guys are familiar with games like Power Stone and stuff, which you can obviously replace on here if you don't want to play this version and you want to play Power Stone 2 on the Dreamcast if you want. But this game in particular, because I'm a huge fan of Marvel, just kind of fit the bill. And you basically take all your Disney Infinity characters that are Marvel, and it's Power Stone. You take the Marvel characters, you're battling each other, you know, killing each other, trying to be the last man standing. You have weapon pickups all over the map. There's a variety of maps to play in that you can kind of throw each other into and have all these objects. It's exactly what Power Stone was, but for the Marvel universe. And it's a shame that a lot of people didn't get to experience it. This is exactly why I still have my Disney Infinity Marvel characters around, because this game is one of the ones that I would definitely go back and play to all the time because it's that good and that much fun to play. So guys, if you guys have not checked this out and you guys are fans of games like Marvel games and like Power Stone and stuff like that, definitely one you guys should check out. Marvel Battlegrounds coming in at number 23. The next one here coming in at number 22 is a game that I play every day that I get onto my Steam account because I have that much fun with it, and that is Rocket League. Rocket League is a great local multiplayer game. It has 4 players split screen, 2v2, and you can go in there and battle it out. I mean, this game obviously has lived on for a long time now. It's one of the most popular online games that you can still play today, and it's a very simple premise. You have cars, you have a soccer ball in the middle, score it into your opponent's goal. It has other modes that you can play in, like hockey with the puck and stuff like that has the same idea, but you can kind of throw it at each other. It's so much fun. Rocket League is, like I said, it's a game that I still play to this day, and I love playing in a local multiplayer. The only reason it's lower on this list than the rest of the games is because I still think, you know, split screen in this game, it's hard to see sometimes because the maps are large and you're trying to hit the ball and stuff like that. So it's not as good as it would be as if you played this game online with your friends, which is why it's a little bit lower on this list. But regardless, it's a fantastic game to play with your friends, whether it's online or off, guys. Rocket League coming in at number 22. The next one here coming in at number 21 is Sonic and Sega's All-Star Racing. I remember when this game first came out and got announced, and I was like, huh, It's a Sega Mario Kart game. I wonder how well they're actually going to make this game and how well it's actually going to be done. And let me tell you, they did a fantastic job for anyone who's a Sega fan. And this is a long-running series, so there's also Sonic Transformed and, you know, the new Team Sonic Racing. So any of them are all fantastic. But this is my favorite one because I think they did the game really, really well when it first came out. And all the tracks are inspired by Sega properties we all know and love from all the Sega games from all our childhood up until now. And all the different characters that you would expect from Sega are all in here. And it's just so much fun to play this game in local multiplayer, especially if you're a Sega fan and love the properties that these games and tracks are coming from. Really, really well done, kart game if you're into games like that. And this is definitely one that you guys should check out. This is Sonic and Sega's All-Stars Racing, coming in at number 21. The next one here coming in at number 20 is Crawl. Crawl is another game that I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys have not heard of before. And it is a dungeon crawl type of game for local multiplayer. And it is really, really fascinating because it's not a game like anything else out there. Essentially, all four of you start off and you're trying to kill each other to be the last one standing. When the last person standing goes, they are then put into the dungeon and everyone else becomes monsters of that dungeon trying to kill that player. The player is trying to get through the dungeon and get to level 10 as fast as possible, because when you get to level 10, you can go fight the boss. Everyone else is trying to stop them from doing that, and whoever kills the player swaps in for them, and then they start doing in the dungeon, and they start leveling up until they get to level 10, until one person eventually gets to level 10, and they go ahead and then become the person who's fighting the main boss and trying to win the overall game. It's frantic fun if you like dungeon crawler type games like this, and it's really, really good. Not any other game like this that I've ever played before, and a game that I love playing and is really, really unique in the local multiplayer space. So that is Crawl, coming in at number 20. The next one here coming in at number 19 is Castle Crashers, the remastered edition, if you could, because the remastered edition, of course, is the one that has everything updated graphics and all that kind of stuff that they remade, here recently. But either way, if you play it on the original 360 and stuff like that, it's still the same great game. And Castle Crashers is a great 4-player local multiplayer game where you're battling through and just trying to go through all these different areas and trying to, button mash your way through, killing all the enemies on screen. If you guys are fans of games like Streets of Rage and stuff like that, where it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up, that's this game right here. Except this game also has mini games thrown in, as you guys are looking at here on the screen, that you're also performing if you're playing the remastered version. So there's a lot to get into in local multiplayer, but there's a lot of content in this game. It's really, really good graphically, and the art style that this game has makes it really unique. The bosses, all that stuff make it really, really unique to anything else. It's fantastic fun. It's one of the best beat 'em ups you can play. Castle Crashers, coming in at number 19. The next one coming in at number 18 is Blur. Blur is such a good and unique game, guys. If you guys are fans of real racing games where you're playing with real cars and stuff like that, or with really intense graphics and realistic graphics and stuff, but you want a Mario Kart type experience at the same time in these cars, that is exactly what Blur is. Again, another one of these games that is very unique and nothing else like it. It came out, over 10 years ago, and we don't have anything else like it, but you're essentially driving real cars, but they all have Mario Party type power-ups on them, where you're literally flipping each other over, throwing, missiles at each other and stuff like that. It's just arcade frantic fun. One of the most unique arcade racing games out there, and it is my favorite. It's my favorite arcade racing game ever made. It's so much fun in local multiplayer game. Again, and no one ever expected to look at these graphics and look at these cars and get, Mario Party style power-ups, but they did a great job. It fits so well. I wish we actually got a sequel to this game. That is Blur, coming in at number 18. The next one here, coming in at number 17, is the Twisted Metal series. This version that I'm showing off here is Twisted Metal Black on the PS2, which ended up being my favorite. But Twisted Metal is such a great game. You're using all these crazy cars that you're using, and you have all these missiles. You're going around the race, or the track, I should say, and just trying to destroy your other opponents. Twisted Metal Black is a franchise that goes back all the way to the PlayStation 1. Again, that I've been playing since then, and has always gotten better ever since the new release came out. Wish we would get a gigantic sequel to this game on the PS5, and with the Twisted Metal franchise, because all the crazy cars that you have in this game, all the crazy levels that you're playing in, and just destroying your opponents, in these battle domes and stuff like that is just so much fun, using all the different types of weapons and stuff. Real fun if you guys are into games like this where you're destroying vehicles and stuff like that. One of the best games that ever lived on the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 for local multiplayer, and that's exactly why it's on this list. So guys, check out the Twisted Metal Black or the Twisted Metal series, coming in at number 17. The next one here, coming in at number 16, is the Mario and Sonic Olympic Games series. So I'm specifically picking the Olympic Games on the Wii version here, but all of the Mario and Sonic games that they have come out with for all the Olympic Games, winter sports and all that stuff, are all super fun if you're into sports games and the Olympic Games and all the different events that they have at those, whether it be the summer events or the Olympics or the winter events that they have. And there's a lot of variety in these games, a lot of fun to be had in these games. They're super well done and super fun. They have basketball events, swimming events, everything that you can expect from the Olympics is in these games. Track and field events, and you're playing these on the Wii controls, with you're obviously using motion controls. And I've been playing this series ever since it started, back in the day, and it's super fun. These games are fantastic, guys. If you guys have not played them before, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, coming in at number 16. The next one here, coming in at number 15, is the Raving Rabbids game, another series that has a crazy amount of party games. This specific version is the best version in my opinion, and that is the TV party, because it collects all the different 3 games that were on the Wii and kind of puts them in one package, and you have access to a lot of different party games with the Raving Rabbids. We all love the Rabbids. They're quirky, they're funny, they're crazy, and they did a really good compilation of all the different mini games that came out on the Wii, again with these motion controls and stuff. But they're really fun in a party setting and in a local multiplayer settings. There's all the different types of variety of games that you would expect in a mini game compilation. Last man standing on a ring, doing these dancing battles, all these different things that you guys can see on the screen here that were a part of the Raving Rabbids series in a great package called the TV Party package from Raving Rabbids. It's my favorite one of the whole entire series that's ever come out. So I urge you guys to check this one out if you guys are fans of the Raving Rabbids series and local multiplayer games in general. So Raving Rabbids TV Party, coming in at number 15. The next one here, coming in at number 14, is the Jackbox Party Pack series. So this is Jackbox Party Pack 9, but obviously you can replace this with any of the Jackbox games. Usually the epitome of having friends come over, and having a lot of friends come over, because you can play some of these games with 8, 9, 10 players, and everybody, all they need is a phone. And most of us obviously have phones nowadays, and they do a lot of great games on here. Quiplash being a great one that a lot of people love. And they do a fantastic job of coming up with unique ways of continuing the series. Not every game is as good as some other ones. There's obviously some that are going to rise on people's favorites and be like the one that everyone loves. But there's always at least a couple in each pack that are done really well. I'm always fascinated by all the unique things that they do with just everyone having a cell phone. And it's great fun. Way to get people easy into video games, even if they don't play video games all the time, with your family, with your aunts, uncles, friends, cousins, whoever. Great party game, great local multiplayer game. The Jackbox Party Pack series, coming in at number 14. The next one here, coming in at number 13, is GoldenEye 007. We just got a remake here on the Nintendo Switch, as you guys are looking at here, and on the Xbox series, so you guys can play the full game in widescreen, stuff like that, in local multiplayer. One of the most crazy local multiplayer games that a lot of people remember from their childhood on the Nintendo 64, which is where I played it, and it's still my favorite way of playing it, because it just brings back all those nostalgic memories of playing this game on the N64 and on that N64 controller that we all love from back in the day. And everything that you guys remember is still just as fun, playing Golden Gun, being the last one standing with that golden gun, going around corners, killing your enemies and stuff like that, killing your friends. Great memories playing this game. It's still a great game to play in local multiplayer. Great to see the game kind of getting a re-update on the Xbox and Nintendo Switch. So guys, now's the time to check it out if you haven't before. GoldenEye 007, coming in at number 13. The next one here, coming in at number 12, is the Mario Tennis series. Specifically, the one that I like the most is the GameCube version, because it has a good variety of courts to play on, and they have a lot of quirky things that happen on these courts that they did a really good job with to kind of change up the gameplay. But the tennis gameplay that we all know and love is all here. You can play, the newest one on the Nintendo Switch is also a ton of fun, but I think the GameCube version is the best if you're out here trying to pick the best one and play in local multiplayer. But the series has always been fun, and I'm still having a blast with this. I'm not not even a huge tennis fan, but of course adding the Mario franticness of having all the items and different things that happen on these levels that you're playing on makes a game that much more fun in a local multiplayer setting. So Mario Tennis coming in at number 12. The next one here coming in at number 11 is Gang Beast. So Gang Beast is a relatively new game to this list, and Gang Beast is a physics brawler. You're basically all just playing with physics. It's ridiculously fun. This game will always make you laugh out loud. There's a lot of different modes to play, a lot of different levels that you're playing in. Basically, you're using your hands and your feet, kicking each other off the platform, trying to be the last one standing, but the physics is what makes this game hilarious. You're dangling off the side of a roof, or hanging onto someone's arm and getting hit by trains and all these different things and all these different modes that you're playing it. If you guys are fans of like physics brawlers like this is definitely my favorite one that I've ever come across, and it's great. And obviously it's been ported to almost every system out there at this point, and they're doing a great job with this one. So really, really fun, guys. Will make all your friends laugh out loud. Gang Beast coming in at number 11. The next one here coming in at number 10 is NBA Street, specifically NBA Street Volume 2 here. And man, this series is just so much fun, guys. If you guys are fans of arcade basketball games that we don't really get a lot of anymore nowadays, this is the epitome of what it was back in the day. You know, playing with these characters, doing these crazy moves that obviously are not really possible in the NBA, but are just fun in a video game, in an arcade video game like this, doing these crazy alley-oops, these crazy jumps, crazy dunks, crazy layups, and crazy moves. Really makes for a frantic game to be playing against local multiplayer against your friends. This is one of the best basketball games, in my opinion, of all time because of how much fun it is to play with your friends. NBA Street, the series, coming in at number 10. The next one here coming in at number 9 is Killer Queen Black. Now, I hope a lot of you guys know about this game because this game is great fun. It was originally an arcade game that got brought over to all the different consoles, and they did a great job bringing that experience over from the arcade over to here. Basically, what it is there's a team A and a team B, and you're basically trying to be the team that wins. And there's 3 different ways of winning, which is what sets this one apart from all the other ones that you're worrying about. Someone might be the queen, and the queen's trying to kill the other queen. Or the other workers around there. Some people might be taking control of the little animals that are around there, or the workers that are trying to collect all the berries around there and put them into certain sections, so you may be doing that. Or there's a snail that you're actually trying to run across the bottom of the playing field to get to the other side and pass the actual area so you can actually win. So 3 different ways to win, and you're frantically all doing this, and everyone's keeping an eye on each other to make sure that side isn't winning. Frantic fun, guys. If you guys have not played this game in local multiplayer or online, definitely check this one out. I love Killer Queen Black. I wish I actually owned the real arcade machine, but that thing costs way too much money that I can't afford right now, and not to mention how big it is to actually be able to put in your house. But Killer Queen Black, guys, coming in at number 9. The next one here coming in at number 8 is Super Mario Strikers, specifically the GameCube version, because that is definitely the best one out of all the ones that have ever come out. I mean, this is soccer at its finest in arcade action with all the Mario stuff that you would expect from a Mario title. The power-ups all over the field. The fields all have different maps that you can kind of change that do different things, like lava comes out pouring all over the place when you play on, Bowser's Castle and stuff like that. It's just fantastic. They did come out with a newer version on the Switch, which the gameplay is frantic and fun, but they didn't add any of these special elements of the fields like they have here on the GameCube version where different things happen. All the power-ups and stuff are there, but for some reason they didn't do anything unique with the actual fields like the GameCube version has, so that's why that one surpasses it in my mind, and the GameCube is still the epitome of playing Mario Strikers if you want to play with a group of friends, guys. This game has been causing drama between friends for years. Frantic fun. You don't have to be a soccer fan to actually have fun with this game, as everyone has always said, and all my friends agree. Mario Strikers coming in at number 8. The next one here coming in at number 7 is Overcooked, the all-you-can-eat edition. Overcooked has been causing chaos in families and friends since the beginning of when this game came out, where you're basically working as a team to try and cook all these different meals and stuff like that the customers are coming into your restaurant with. And the Overcooked all-you-can-eat edition combines all the different levels from 1 and 2. So you have a huge variety of kitchens to play in that all add something different, all add these unique locales that kind of change up the gameplay. But man, this game definitely causes some drama when you're playing against friends, because you're yelling at each other, hey, grab the bread, go ahead and cook this in the pot. What are you doing over there? It's just ridiculous. I've had my fair share of arguments with friends that I've played with, but it's still frantic fun that you definitely don't forget about. One of the most craziest games that you can play in local multiplayer fashion. Overcooked, the all-you-can-eat edition, coming in at number 7. The next one here coming in at number 6 is the Bomberman series. Now, this one in particular that we're looking at is the Saturn version, because I think the Saturn version is definitely the best version, but it is the most expensive version out of all of these. But the Bomberman series, no matter which way you play, is fantastic. You know, up to 8 players being on the board, you know, grabbing all these power-ups, trying to bomb your friends, going around the map and be the last one standing. It's been a frantic game ever since it released. There's so many different iterations of this game all over every platform. Saturn Bomberman just happens to be my favorite one in my collection. The Bomberman series coming in at number 6. The next one here coming in at number 5 is Towerfall Ascension. This game is a game that me and my friends always still talk about every time we played. I remember when the first game first got introduced. For those of you guys who remember the Ouya, the console from back in the day, that's how this game first came out, when it had exclusivity on the Ouya, and that's exactly what sold me on that console, was this particular game. It is frantic fun. Everyone starts off with a bow and some arrows, and you're basically trying to be the last one standing, but there's a lot of modifiers in the game, a lot of levels to play at. The action is crazy. Getting that last arrow and how it zooms in on who got the last kill and being the last one standing just adds to the atmosphere of this game and adds to the skill of this game, how you can kind of bend arrows in different directions depending on how good you are at aiming. It's just frantic fun, being one of my favorite games of this genre, and obviously being one of my top games of local multiplayer in general. That is Towerfall Ascension, coming in at number 5. The next one here coming in at number 4, which probably isn't going to shock many people, is Rock Band 4. I mean, come on. Rock Band, I still have my instruments laying around here for Rock Band 4, and I still play this game on the Xbox. And my friends still come over and they're like, hey, let's go to Carlos's house because he still has his Rock Band. And I love Rock Band. I even have an arcade machine dedicated to Guitar Hero that I've shown off on this channel before. But Rock Band is such a fantastic game. The fact that it has, you know, karaoke at the same time where you can sing the songs, 2 people on guitar, and then someone else who's playing the drums, really adds to the atmosphere of the game. Nothing else like it. I love this, and I'm glad that they're still adding DLC to Rock Band 4. I hope it continues selling well for them, so we can continue getting, you know, a sequel maybe in the future, maybe some more plastic instruments again, because they're a little running thin, because they don't really make those anymore, so it's getting harder and harder to find some good ones. But man, this is the epitome of a party game in your house to play with your friends if they're into music-driven games like this. Rock Band 4, guys, coming in at number 4. The next one here coming in at number 3 is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version on the Nintendo Switch. This is everything I wanted in a Mario Kart game. The first original 48 tracks were amazing. Now they're added 48 new tracks from all the other different consoles, from N64 and stuff, and all those tracks and being remastered. This is a Mario Kart game's dream, and I love Mario Kart as a franchise to play with local multiplayer and your friends. Nothing better than this when you're a racing fan and a Mario fan like I am, and seeing all the different tracks from all the different properties. Mario Kart 8 coming in at number 3. The next one here coming in at number 2 is the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, again on the Nintendo Switch, again with the same theme. They did Super Smash Bros. And brought all of the different characters that you could ever want into a Super Smash Bros. Game. All the different levels that you can play in that were all from all over the franchise, all into one game. I mean, this game has everything. It has all the different characters, all the different levels, all different power-ups that you can pick up, and it is the ultimate Super Smash Bros. Game and a Mario fan that you could ever want. I mean, it has all the different characters that you can play as you're fighting each other. They all have their different abilities, all played like you would expect them to, all the different powers that they have, and trying to be the last one standing on the screen. So much fun, a game that we've all been playing for years with our friends, and we'll continue to do so with this version. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate coming in at number 2. And our number 1 local multiplayer game has to definitely go to the Mario Party series. I chose Mario Party Superstars on here because, again, this is the one that kind of grabbed all the different mini games from all our different favorite games from all over the Mario Party series and brought them into one game. And they did bring all the favorites that we all remember. So this is my favorite way of playing Mario Party. Mario Party is a great franchise to play with your friends. We all know this, you know, having the battle of the mini games and stuff like that, having the chaos of some of the things being random, no matter how good you are. Sometimes you still may lose, but that's what makes it a great party game. It makes it a great, you know, game overall. You have all the different boards that you can play on that we all know and remember from our childhood and stuff that you can play. It has all the different mini games that we all remember, and some of these mini games are fantastic. Great games to play with your friends. And I just love this franchise. It's always been one of my favorite franchises to play with friends when they come over. I always look forward every time there's a new version of it coming out. I still even love the one that a lot of people seem to hate, the one that came out before Superstars, Super Mario Party, that came out on the Switch because it used the unique controls of the Switch and kind of gave us something new. And I thought all those mini games were fantastic. The boards were terrible, but the mini games themselves were great. So They did a fantastic job with this one here, and I can't wait to continue playing this over and over again with my friends, and I can't wait till they come out with another one, because I love to see what they come up with next for the mini games. And this is it is my favorite franchise of local multiplayer that I can come across. So guys, check this one out. Super Mario Party Superstars coming in as my #1 game for local multiplayer across the board. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that list. I love local multiplayer games with my friends. It's one of my favorite things to do. That's why I have this whole entire game room, because I love playing games with friends. That's kind of where we're at. I love playing board games. I love playing video games. I love, doing arcade machines, because playing with your friends is what matters, whether it be sometimes in person or online. There's nothing better than playing in person, video games with friends, seeing their reactions, playing that Mario Party game, and like them, trying to kill you because you just beat them, even though you shouldn't have, because you got lucky at the end with the stars that you collected. Or playing Mario Kart and racing down and then beating them last second by throwing, something at them last second, like a shell, and then coming across the finish line. All frantic things that I love playing in local multiplayer with friends. There's a lot of variety on this list for you guys to check out. Hopefully some of the games you guys haven't heard of even. But these are definitely my favorite, multiplayer games across any system I've ever played. So I'm always on the lookout for more. Like I said, I love them. So guys, if you guys have any questions about anything you guys have seen in today's video, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.